The dragon just bit through reinforced steel, not because he was angry, because he was bored. This is him, 6 weeks ago. Right now, I'm going to tell you something. Something that nobody who raises exotic animals wants to admit. The cute phase ends fast. And what comes after it is something no tank, no aviary, no private island can contain. Today, 4 flying creatures, all starting small enough to hold in your hand, all ending somewhere that will genuinely make you uncomfortable. One of them ends up on top of a skyscraper in a city of 9 million people. That's not even the worst part. And that thing about the reinforced steel? We'll get there. So let's meet them. All 4. First, baby dragon. Iridescent scales. Wings too small to fly. And he breathes out warm air like a hairdryer. He's adorable. He let me hand feed him exactly once. That was my first big mistake. Next, baby Griffin. Half eagle, half lion. Right now, the eagle half is completely winning. He looks like a fluffy chick with lion paws. He's already hunting everything that moves, including my shoelaces. He's also already watching me, like I might be prey. Just noting that. After that, baby roc. If you don't know what a roc is, mythological bird, large enough to carry elephants. Right now, he just looks like an oversized chicken. A very, very hungry, oversized chicken. He already eats twice his body weight per day. I'm already afraid of the grocery bill. And finally, baby wyvern. Like a dragon, but leaner. 2 legs, 2 wings, venomous tail. The tail right now is the size of a pencil. It already stings. I found that out the hard way. I built them a shared aviary, elevated perches, different temperature zones, airflow channels. Let's see if they get along. For the first few weeks, surprisingly peaceful. The griffin claimed the highest perch. The dragon took the warmest corner. The wyvern stayed completely still until something moved, and then she launched like a missile. The roc just ate constantly. Then, on day 18, things started to shift. The dragon sneezed. That sounds harmless. It wasn't. The sneeze produced a fireball, the size of a beach ball. It hit the east wall and set the insulation on fire. We had it out in 4 minutes. We replaced it with fireproof composite. He set that on fire too. We installed a fire suppression system. He figured out how to trigger it manually. Within a week, he just liked the water. The Griffin tolerated our monitoring drone for exactly 11 days. On day 12, he caught it mid-flight, landed with it, spent 40 minutes taking it apart, not aggressively, methodically, like he was studying it. We sent in a second drone, same result. We stopped using drones. The wyvern's incident was less dramatic, but significantly more serious. One of the handlers got too close to the feeding area. The wyvern's tail made contact with his forearm. Not a full strike, just a graze. 4 days in hospital, 3 weeks of numbness. He came back to work. He never entered that enclosure again. The wyvern watched us install the new safety protocols from her corner. She didn't react. She just watched. That was somehow worse. The roc's first incident wasn't aggressive at all, which almost made it more alarming. At around week 6, he decided to move to a different part of the aviary. He spread his wings to balance himself, and the downdraft collapsed 40 meters of reinforced perimeter fencing, folded flat. He didn't notice. He walked to his new spot and sat down. We rebuilt it. He did it again 2 weeks later. We stopped rebuilding and started planning the move. Then I made the mistake. I let them free fly together in the outdoor enclosure, just for a few hours, to give them space. The dragon tested the wyvern within 30 seconds. She rotated her tail toward him, slowly. He backed off. The wyvern tested the griffin, flew directly at him, at speed. He rolled sideways and came back from above. 20 minutes of calibrating each other, working out exactly where the lines were. Then, the griffin tried to carry the roc. The roc 80 pounds at this point, did not appreciate this. What followed was less a fight and more a structural event. One of the support beams was bent at an angle our engineer said shouldn't be achievable. Without heavy machinery, we separated them that night. Within a month, the Dragon's wingspan blocked the sun from half the enclosure. The Wyvern was testing the outer walls, nightly, working her way around the perimeter. The Griffin had stopped watching us entirely. He only watched the sky, specifically a gap in the netting, 40 feet up. He'd found it before we had, and the rock had simply outgrown the space. He stood in the center, and there was no longer room for anything else to exist near him. So we moved them. Dragon, volcanic containment zone, size of a car in 6 weeks, then a bus. Actual fire at week 8. 3 handlers quit by week 10. He melted a security camera, just by looking at it from close range. We still don't know if that was intentional. Griffin, open mountain reserve, 40,000 acres. Hunting deer on day 1, shadowing hikers by week 2. The Park Service called 4 times in the first month. One ranger described him as deeply curious in a way that feels personal. Wyvern, private island, 12 miles offshore. Claimed the entire coastline in 48 hours. Punctured a Coast Guard patrol boat hull with her tail. The official report called it an unprovoked attack. She was curious about what the hull was made of. Those are 2 very different things. Rock, full valley, sealed airspace. Wingbeat alone flattened trees in a 200-foot radius. Started following cargo planes at altitude, not to attack, just tracking them, the way a bird follows a boat. The F, BOAA, opened a file. That file is now 340 pages long, and then all 4 of them kept growing, and the facility started to crack. We had to let them go. The Dragon was released first, into a remote mountain range north of the Arctic Circle. 3 days of silence. Then a wildfire ignited in northern Canada. No lightning strike, no dry storm, no known cause, just enormous claw prints in the rock, and a trail of melted stone leading north. Remember that warm air he breathed when he was a baby? Like a hairdryer? Yeah. He grew out of that phase. The Griffin settled into the Alps within a week. Missing livestock, then missing hunters, then, and this is the part nobody expected, people being carried to safety from avalanches. The Griffin had adopted those mountain towns as his territory. He protected them, violently, on his own terms, but he protected them. The villages stopped reporting him after the 3rd rescue. The Wyvern disappeared into the ocean 4 days after release. Signal went dark after 6 weeks, somewhere in the Pacific. 3 months later, unconfirmed reports from a cargo ship, something with a 40-foot wingspan, circling the vessel before descending below the surface. Nobody's confirmed it. Nobody wants to get close enough. And the rock. The rock landed on a city, not aggressively. He didn't attack anything. He just landed on top of the Lotte World Tower in Seoul and sat there for 6 hours. 9 million people. Everything stopped. Traffic lights still cycling, but no cars moving. Offices empty. Screens abandoned mid-sentence. 9 million people standing in the street or pressed against windows, all looking up at the same thing, something that shouldn't exist, sitting completely still, 1,800 feet above them, watching the city the way the city was watching it. Then he spread his wings. The shockwave shattered windows across 6 city blocks. Car alarms for half a mile, recorded at 134 decibels at street level. And then he flew away. We haven't seen him since. I started this to answer a simple question. What if you could raise flying creatures as pets? The answer is You can, for about 2 weeks. After that, you're not raising a pet anymore. You're raising a force of nature, and hoping it doesn't notice you're the one who named it. That reinforced steel panel from the opening? That was the Wyvern. On a Tuesday. No provocation. No reason. She just wanted to see if she could. The 4 of them are out there now. The dragon, somewhere north of the Arctic Circle, leaving burn marks on mountain rock. The Griffin, running his own protection operation in the Alps. The Wyvern, somewhere under the Pacific, doing whatever wyverns do when nobody's watching. And the Russ, wherever the rock goes, when a city isn't interesting anymore. I don't know if any of them remember the aviary. I don't know if they remember each other. But sometimes, in the footage from that outdoor enclosure, the Griffin and the dragon, 2 minutes of complete stillness, just looking. I think something passed between them that I didn't have the language to understand. Maybe they knew all along how this ended. If you want to see what happens when I try this underwater, 4 sea monsters, 1 harbor, 1 very bad decision involving a cargo ship. That video is on screen right now. I'll warn you in advance. The Kraken did not stay in the tank.